Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rockets Cast on Rockets.com. I'm Jason Friedman, and I am privileged to be joined by a very special guest today. He's one of the NBA's top two-way players, having earned Defensive Player of the Year and All-Star honors back in 2004. You also may know him as the newest member of the Houston Rockets. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Ron Artest. Ron, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Yes, everything's going excellent.
That's great to hear. Now, I got to ask you right off the bat, do you have any idea whatsoever how many fans in Houston are just absolutely thrilled that you're on your way here?
Not really, because I've just been in New York City for the whole summer, and I'm looking forward to getting there and playing hard and kind of reuniting with an old New York City buddy and Rayford Alston and getting to finally play with Shane Battier. I always wanted to play with him, but we never had the chance to play with each other, and that was a big chance.
How great will it be to play with Shane Battier instead of against him, since he's also got that reputation, of course, as being a very dogged defensive player?
Yeah, well, nobody can stop me, so I'm not worried about playing against anybody. But it's going to be fun because like he plays such good defense. Like he'll give me a rest, or when he needs a rest, I can give him a rest. And, you know, if we need to give Tracy a rest, we can give Tracy a rest, and everybody can just take turns, and Hayes can get in there and mix it up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to playing with such versatile players.
Now, I got to tell you, since we haven't had a chance to talk to you yet, let's go back to the day that this whole thing came out. What was your initial reaction when you found out you were headed to Houston?
Well, my initial reaction, when I came out, I was playing basketball. My friend said, "You traded." And I said, "Oh, my goodness, I'm going to LA." And he said, "No, you're going to Houston." I said, "Houston wants me?" I'm like, I immediately thought, because, you know, you got Yao Ming there, and was such a highly visible player and a people's guy. You know, I didn't think they would want to team me up around our chest with a Yao Ming. You know, and now I get a chance to prove why it was a good pick on the Houston Rockets' part. I get a chance to prove to everybody, really prove to myself why it was a good pick for the Houston Rockets to get me.
Now, I've got to ask you here, you bring up the whole Yao Ming thing, and obviously that became sort of a little mini controversy within the first 24 hours. You want to go ahead and just clear all that stuff up for me right off the bat?
It was pretty cleared up. I think with Yao probably just adjusting to the culture, you know, of America, adjusting to the language. He's speaking much better English, and he's adapting well, and he probably just read things, you know, and kind of just assume things without really researching, and I kind of understood where he was coming from. You know, it's different for Yao because, you know, he probably never. I think just grow up different. Everybody's different, you know. So Yao wouldn't react how Ron Artest reacts. You know, Yao react how like maybe a Coca-Cola would want him to react. You know, or maybe a McDonald's exec would want him to react. You know, Ron Artest is different, and at the same time, you know, I still do a lot of good things. I'm still a good person, but I am very, very different from Yao Ming.
Hey, Ron, I actually want to talk about that a little bit. You know, everybody has their preconceived notion of who Ron Artest is, and I want to hear from you who Ron Artest really is.
Well, you can't sum it up in that many words. I think people got to get a chance to know you. I can't just sit here and tell you, you know, who Ron Artest is in a couple minutes interview. It takes a little bit longer for people to get to know you. I do like people to know every part of Ron Artest. That's why people, they say good things and they say bad things. I don't mind people actually getting to know me. I think I'm probably one of the most known people in the NBA and in sports because everybody knows the good and everybody knows the bad of Ron Artest. And I like people to get to know me. It's good.
Yeah, I want to go back to one of the things you said a couple minutes ago, too. You mentioned that when you first heard you were traded, that you were on your way to Los Angeles. Now, when you found out it was Houston, I know this is a hard question to answer, honestly, but were you a little bit disappointed? Because I know everybody had you going to L.A. and playing with Kobe.
Yeah.
Then you find out you're going to Houston. What's your reaction there?
I just did. I always preach the great coaching of Rick Adelman, you know, and I just never thought in a lifetime I would have a chance to play against Yao Ming. I always tell people that Yao Ming is going to get his ring. Eventually, he's going to get his ring. But I'm the type of player where, you know, teams want me to kind of help them get a ring. So I never even think that I would have a chance to play with another elite player, you know, because there's just so many things that go into it. And just being on a team with Yao Ming and Tracy, that was like a dream. It was like a dream that I never dreamt. It was one of those dreams that you forgot. You dreamed about it, but you didn't think it was going to happen. You know, you probably dreamed about it years and years ago, and it popped back up on you. And you definitely don't want to take that opportunity for granted. You want to take advantage of the opportunity. And that's where I'm at right now. That's where I stand.
Hey, I know that you mentioned Coach Adelman, and I know that you've been just very effusive in your praise for Coach. What is it about him or his style that you really love?
Well, the game is it's so easy for him, for Coach Adelman. It's like when Michael Jordan plays, and the game is so easy, you know. Or it's like I guess like a Jay-Z making a song, and he's consistently making hits because it's just so easy. And Rick Adelman, he not only is going to improve or wants to improve as a coach, you know, but he's going to win games. And there's no shock that he won 23 in a row. You know, he can do that anywhere because the type of coach he is, it's too easy for him. He knows exactly what he's doing. And it's really like not much competition out there for him as far as coaching. But of course, you got a lot of great coaches out there. But you give Coach Adelman the players, you know, he's gonna produce.
Okay, so I know that you love the system, and one of the things that some of the critics of the trade have said is that, you know, Ron Artest is a ball stopper on offense, that he hogs the ball, that he's not going to be content playing behind Tracy
Right.
and Yao. What's your impression of all that?
Well, you know, when a ball stopper, they got to understand, I won 38 games this year, and my team won 38 games in Sacramento, and I sat out 20-plus games. Kevin Martin sat out 20-plus games, and Mike Bibby missed 35 games. I was starting point guard. And I was still able to help the team to 38 wins. So I know exactly what I'm doing. A lot of people that start saying I'm a ball stopper, you can say Barkley said I'm a ball stopper. And I could probably agree with him because, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but he was also a ball stopper. It took him 5 seconds to back his man down to the basket, you know?
Right.
And that's probably one of the reasons why he's not a champion, but I can also face up. Shot 38% from the three, so I could spot up. And but when I got the ball, if the double don't come right away, you know, then I'll go. But when they fake it and acting like they're doubling and not doubling, I got to hold the ball a little bit. You know, so there's different ways to play the game. I'm not a one-dimensional player. So sometimes they can say I stopped the ball, but most of the time I'm making something good happen out of it. If I get the ball on the block, I'm going to take my time and wait and see what I got. And I'm going to continue to play how I play. I'm very, very effective.